Picture this. A celebrity steps onto the red carpet. Cameras flash like lightning. The gown flows behind her in a river of silk and embroidery. The train so long it requires assistants to carry it. The bodice is structured, almost architectural, cinching the waist to impossible proportions. Jewels glitter at the throat and crown the hair. The entire ensemble screams power, wealth, and status. Now close your eyes and imagine a medieval queen entering her great hall. See any difference? Medieval fashion never left. It simply evolved, adapted, and conquered the modern red carpet. Let's trace the golden thread connecting medieval wardrobes to today's most iconic fashion moments, revealing how centuries-old strategies of dress still define how we present power and beauty. The structured bodice was born in medieval courts. While the classic boned corset emerged later in the Renaissance, its ancestor appeared in the late Middle Ages. The kirtle and fitted gowns that used lacing, boning from wood or whalebone, and tailored construction to reshape the female form. The goal was clear: create an idealized silhouette that signaled wealth, status, and adherence to beauty standards. Medieval women of nobility wore tightly laced bodices that compressed the torso, lifted the bust, and created the fashionable cone or cylindrical shape of the era. These weren't comfortable. They restricted breathing and movement. But comfort was never the point. The point was transformation, turning the body into art, into symbol, into statement. Fast forward to today's red carpets. Look at the Met Gala, the Oscars, Cannes. Structured bodices dominate. Designers like Alexander McQueen, Vivienne Westwood, and Thierry Mugler build gowns on corsetry foundations. Celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Zendaya, and Cate Blanchett wear dresses that sculpt their bodies into dramatic shapes impossible without structural engineering beneath the fabric. The 2019 Met Gala saw multiple medieval-inspired corset gowns. Zendaya wore a light-up Cinderella gown with a corseted bodice that transformed her silhouette. Kim Kardashian's Thierry Mugler dress was pure medieval armor, translated to modern couture, a dripping wet-look corset that reshaped her entire form. These aren't accidents. They're direct descendants of medieval body-shaping philosophy. Fashion as architecture, body as canvas, silhouette as power. Medieval sleeves were spectacles. They communicated wealth through sheer excess of fabric. Hanging sleeves, detachable sleeves, sleeves so long they dragged the ground, these were status symbols. The more impractical your sleeves, the clearer the message. I don't need to work. I have servants to help me move. I am above functionality. In the 14th and 15th centuries, dagged sleeves with elaborately cut edges, fur-lined sleeves, and sleeves embroidered with gold thread announced nobility. Burgundian fashion featured sleeves that could be removed and exchanged, creating different looks from the same gown, medieval modular fashion. Modern red carpets worship at the altar of statement sleeves, oversized bishop sleeves, dramatic bell sleeves, detachable cape sleeves, sculptural puff sleeves, all medieval echoes. Billy Porter's 2019 Oscars tuxedo gown featured a massive velvet skirt that functioned like medieval ceremonial robes. His Christian Siriano design spoke the same language as medieval court dress: gender fluid, theatrical, unforgettable. Designers like Valentino and Giambattista Valli specialize in voluminous sleeves that echo medieval sensibilities. These aren't practical garments. They're wearable art, descendants of a tradition where clothing was performance, where every entrance was theater. Nothing says power like fabric you don't need. Medieval nobles wore trains so long that pages carried them. These weren't accidental excess, they were calculated displays of wealth. More fabric meant more expense. Needing servants to manage your clothing meant you had servants. The train was a mobile demonstration of resources. Royal ceremonies featured trains of staggering length. Coronation robes, wedding gowns, formal court dress, all featured trains measured in yards. The longer your train, the higher your rank. Sumptuary laws actually regulated train length, restricting commoners from wearing them at all. Your train length was literally legislated based on social class. Red carpet fashion is obsessed with trains. Rihanna's 2015 Met Gala yellow guope gown featured a train so massive it required multiple handlers. The fur-trimmed train took 2 years to create and weighed 55 pounds. It was medieval excess incarnated in modern couture. The images went viral not despite the impracticality, but because of it. Impracticality is the point. Blake Lively's Versace gown at the 2022 Met Gala started copper and transformed to green as attendants unfurled the massive train, a direct reference to the Statue of Liberty, but using medieval presentation techniques. The reveal, the drama, the need for assistance, pure medieval theater. Capes are train's close relatives. Billy Porter's 2019 Met Gala entrance featured golden wings carried by shirtless men, a cape taken to celestial extremes. Cardi B's 2019 Met Gala Tom Brown gown was a circular feathered creation requiring a team to move. These are medieval trains reimagined, using the same psychology: announce arrival, dominate space, demand assistance, prove resources. Medieval nobility lived in velvet. This fabric, expensive and labor-intensive to produce, was restricted by sumptuary laws to upper classes. Velvet absorbed and reflected light uniquely, creating depth and richness no other fabric matched. Brocade, woven with gold and silver threads, was even more exclusive. To wear these fabrics was to wear wealth literally on your body. Italian velvet from Venice and Florence was prized throughout Europe. Patterns woven into velvet and brocade depicted heraldic symbols, religious imagery, and complex geometric designs. Each garment was an investment, passed through generations, sometimes repurposed, but never discarded. These weren't just clothes. They were portable treasure. Brocade appears in collections by Dolce & Gabbana, inspired heavily by medieval and Renaissance Italian aesthetics. Their Alta Moda collections feature gowns that wouldn't look out of place in a Medici portrait. Rich brocades, elaborate embroidery, colors and textures directly descended from medieval luxury goods. Medieval color was political. Certain colors were expensive and restricted. Tyrian purple, made from sea snails, was so costly it was reserved for royalty and high church officials. Blue from lapis lazuli or woad varied in quality and price. Scarlet red from Kermes insects was expensive and prestigious. Your color choices announced your wealth and rank as clearly as your title. Sumptuary laws regulated color as strictly as fabric. Peasants wore undyed wool, browns, grays, natural tones. The wealthy wore saturated colors that screamed expense. A person's social status was readable at a glance based on color saturation and hue. Red carpet fashion still plays this game. Certain colors dominate award seasons. Classic Hollywood red remains powerful because of its historical associations with luxury dyes. Royal blue appears frequently, tapping into centuries of blue as noble color. When Lady Gaga wore custom Valentino hot pink to the Critics' Choice Awards, she chose a color that medieval nobles would have spent fortunes to achieve. Millennial pink's domination of mid-2010s fashion connected to historical associations of delicate, expensive dyes. All black remains the power choice because black dye, historically difficult to achieve richly, signaled wealth. When celebrities choose color, they're speaking a medieval language, whether they realize it or not. Medieval fashion was more gender fluid than often assumed. Men wore gowns, robes, and garments that modern eyes might read as feminine. Rich fabrics, jewelry, elaborate hairstyles, all were masculine in medieval context. Differentiation existed but wasn't as rigid as Victorian sensibilities later imposed. Modern red carpet fashion increasingly embraces gender fluidity in ways that echo medieval flexibility. Harry Styles wearing Gucci gowns, Lil Nas X in elaborate costumes, Billy Porter in tuxedo gowns, all connect to historical traditions where elaborate dress wasn't exclusively feminine. Medieval kings wore robes, crowns, jewels, furs, and makeup. They were judged on appearance as harshly as queens. Power dressing was universal. The return to this mindset in modern fashion feels revolutionary but is actually historical. Medieval fashion influences modern red carpets because the psychology remains unchanged. Clothing communicates power, wealth, and status. The tools evolved: synthetic fabrics, modern construction, global supply chains, but the motivations are identical. We dress to impress, to intimidate, to announce ourselves. Every dramatic train, every structured bodice, every jeweled crown on a red carpet is a medieval ghost made flesh. Fashion is history in motion, endlessly recycling symbols because they work. They've always worked. A queen in 1450 and a celebrity in 2024 understand the same truth. Appearance is armor, clothing is communication, and drama never goes out of style. The red carpet is the modern Great Hall. The cameras are the courtiers. And the fashion? Still medieval at its heart.